All right, Chris on the left with Sultai Beanstalk making another appearance on 90s MTG. We called him at a previous convention. And on the right, also making their second ever appearance on 90s MTG, we have Dimir Reanimator. That would be BoshNRoll, Brian Koval. Turn 1 Ponder for Chris.
We don't need that. Okay.
Foxen says, love what you do, Chris. Thank you.
I guess if someone had a...
Yes, I did see BoshNRoll's shout out. Thank you for the shout out, Bosh, Brian. Yeah, there was a really nice candid photo apparently taken by Mike Noble of the top tables. And I was standing in the background, but it was Tony Scapone, BoshNRoll, Brian Koval, and Brian Cook of the Epic Storm, all who were at the top of the standings at some point. And there I was in the background with a camera. All right, so that was a Wasteland for Chris and Up the Beanstalk. Here's Entomb.
I'll try to Daisy or Entomb. Okay, Daisy's gonna work. Yep. And I'll finish my shuffle with Cascade.
Okay, so Days on the Entomb, Beanstalk will resolve. Oh, I gotta fix these life totals. Sorry about that.
I'm losing one. Yep.
Another Entomb. That's a Traxa Grand Unifier thrown in the graveyard with Entomb. Does Brian have a Reanimate spell? Yep, Reanimate.
7 and go to 12. What was the reason for being late to start? 10 cards. Yep, triggers my... You make that.
Traxa will enter the battlefield, and we're going to look at the top 10 cards. Standing around at this event, as Bosh is taking a look at what we have. Standing around at this event, I saw a lot of matches off camera. I was trying not to watch too many of the on-camera matches, so some of it is a surprise to me as we watch it together on stream. I saw a lot of Up the Beanstalks resolve, and then they get completely destroyed on the following turn. And this is another example of that. Up the Beanstalk looked weak at this event. Based on my anecdotal kind of just walking around, glancing at a few matches kind of thing. I don't know what the actual stats are. All right, so Force of Will, Animate Dead, Grief, and Underground Sea are found with Atraxa. And we're going to cast Grief, pitching Animate Dead. Ponder, Shieldred's Edict, Tropical Island, Up the Beanstalk, and I believe in Misty Rainforest, Shieldred's Edict is selected. That makes a lot of sense. Want Atraxa to stick around. Phyrexia all will be one. Broke the format again. So Chris needs a way to get this Atraxa off the battlefield. The bug decks can't really exile it too reliably, so there's a chance it could die and then come back again, which is exciting. Up the Beanstalk number 2. Okay.
This is you do handy, right?
18 to 19.
It's also possible that Chris could fill up the graveyard and make a Murktide, but we're a little bit of ways away from that. And Bosh does have a Force of Will.
1, 2 back. Okay.
I will
7.
Weekland. I'll wait for
13 to 19. Yeah. 1 to you. Yeah, 12. 17. I'm finding my Orc Army and it's your turn. Devil War.
All right. I'm a little nervous here. Brian said, I'm finding my Orc Army. What will it be? Okay. A nice token.
Engineer.
Imagine he just put like a D6 on the table and said, that's my Orc. We'd have to end the stream.
Resolves. Initiative is good. Trigger. All trigger. ahead and shuffle. And once you draw, when do you pull out? And 2 from the team. 15.
All right, a Bowmaster trigger will occur after this ponder completes its resolution. There was a ponder shuffle. This wasteland looks a little sad. Not very relevant. All right, just playing a Misty and passing the turn. A lot of power on the board right now for Brian. Cycling Troll of Khazad-dûm on upkeep. Swamp cycling, finding an underground sea. Another Bowmaster would be game ending, potentially. We know Brian has a Force of Will.
Surveil first. Combat. Sure. It's graveyard now. Everything brings out. Fetch. 10 next turn. I can cast. Can I use those on an adventure? Using my resources.
Okay, fetching to go to 10 is Chris. Gonna tap out here for a Bowmaster.
Yeah.
Game-winning days. Game 1 goes to BoshNRoll.
So what did you return on days?
I'll keep my 2 dual lands. Okay, thinking about what's going on. So I'll play I'll cast this from exile. Sure. And then just attack.
It seems like Brian has taken a mulligan, putting 1 card on the bottom. And we're ready to go. Underground Sea pass from Chris.
Does this trigger at all at any time? Did I miss it? Or I can't miss that. That's not meant.
I had a couple of nice moments at this event where, like when I went up to Chris, I always ask people like, hey, is it cool if I record your match or whatever? Because I don't know that these people know who I am and whatever. And when Chris turned around, I was like, oh, yeah, I know you. Yeah, we caught you at a match a year ago, 2 years ago, whatever it was. So, you know, a lot of the same people come out to these competitive events, and you know, I might not know all of them by name and whatever, but it's just kind of nice. All right, so Grief, pitching Grief, and let's take a look at the hand. Shieldred's Edict, Ponder, Stifle, Lorien Revealed, and that is a Wasteland top center of your screen from the Lord of the Rings set, alternate name Valley of Gargaroth.
Your round 1 turns are now live.
Lord of the Rings. Yeah.
I'm gonna take this side. Okay. Well, that's
All right. So Stifle's taken. It goes in the wrong graveyard for a moment there. A little bit of a goof. All right. So then passing the turn. Looks like Brian's going to hold up a Land Cycler as a Land Cycler for Chris happens.
it feels like it's I'll do the same. I'm gonna get a
Okay. Going to do it now. Going to Swamp Cycle. AT36 in the chat says, I have grief fatigue. Okay, AT, just relax. It's okay.
Wait, was that good too? Oh, sorry.
Everybody relax.
So go to my turn? Tap.
All right, a Ponder for Chris. Trying to find some more disruption so we don't get Atraxid again. The Wasteland takes out the Wasteland, protecting Underground Sea in the process, and here's a Reanimate.
Daze target reanimate.
All right, well, we never even found out what Reanimate was targeting, and it got dazed. I think both players are still at 20. Hope I have that right.
Fetch in the end. Sure.
Okay, well, a fetch for Boss changes it. Cracking a Scalding Tarn.
Throwback draft players, please report to table 221. Throwback draft players.
Throwback draft players, come on. What the hell are these people doing? All right, that's Undercity Sewers, new surveil land from Karlov Manor.
I'll keep that there. Okay, go to my
Keep that there. Scary.
draw.
But I'm gonna try it anyway.
Your turn.
All right, just passing the turn. Bowmaster.
I'll also go master. Target has. Sure.
Bowmaster, your Bowmaster. Ooh, that was That was not good for Chris.
Go to my turn.
If you're in Chris's position, you want to maybe hold on to that. Keep mana open.
Round number 2. PTI competitors, that is time in round 2. Please finish your current turn. The opponent.
Yeah, Hype Train Conductor Leaf wondering, is that token legal? The token that Brian is using is not legal. It's not legal.
Order matters. Sure. I'm not supposed to. I'm going to attack for 1. All right. Sure.
All right, the Orc armies will trade. That was a little risky. If Bosch had another Orc army, not the end of the world, but here's a Dothy Voidwalker. Shoulder's Edict in response. Gonna get the Bowmaster off the board. Voidwalker is in there. I don't know how many cards are in the graveyard now for Chris, but it could prevent Murktides if there aren't enough cards yet. Hedon saying, aren't custom tokens fine as long as both players understand what it is? That is actually true. Yeah, we're kind of kidding around here. The token was fine. Anybody new around here, we're not being serious.
Combat. Yeah. 3. 17. Your turn.
Yeah, tokens are our running gag here, says Casey Greger. That's absolutely right. There's a lot of lore to this channel. Up the Beanstalk.
Go ahead. Draw. Combat. Yep. 14. Sure. Pass.
Dothy Voidwalker getting its attacks in. Up the Beanstalk on the board. Chris will be trying to get ahead on cards. All right. Exile with a void counter on it. Harry Houdini is here. Says BoshNRoll mentioned 90s MTG a few times in a tournament report. Yeah, I saw it, and thank you again. All right, another Bowmaster flashed in. This one will get its damage in.
12. Yep. Sorry. Fetch up a Mystic Sanctuary. Trigger. Enter target. Shoulder's Edict. Attack with the Delver for 1.
Okay, Mystic Sanctuary. And we'll have to see what Chris puts on top. Maybe Shoulder's Edict.
Dragon Punch Head. Do my turn again.
Shoulder's Edict on top. Gonna draw it.
Combat. 2. 15. 15. I'll pass. Draw.
Okay, passes the turn.
Combat. Yeah. I'll go to 9. Your turn. And your turn. Go to my Edict non-totem creature.
Okay, so end step Shoulder's Edict. In response, Bowmaster.
Ping your Bowmaster. Yeah. Put that in the void panel.
Bowmaster, your Bowmaster. He gets exiled with a void counter on it. And then the Voidwalker is exiled, and I think that goes in the graveyard, actually.
Your turn.
PTI competitors, your appearance for round 3 are now available on TCG.com. Paper copies of the pairings will be printed momentarily. Please.
Yeah, so you can return a card already in the graveyard with Mystic Sanctuary with Dothy Voidwalker on the board. That's not an issue. Everything before Dothy Voidwalker hit the board is fair game.
Ponder.
Shoulder's Edict back into the graveyard as well. If the effect would remove Voidwalker during its resolution, it goes to the graveyard. So Lightning Bolt does not, because state-based effects checks after. Commonly confused thing. All right, the Bowmaster Orc Armies, I should say, trade.
That's good. That's good. Seek the Beast.
There's still up the Beanstalk on the board for Chris, but it's a bit awkward with a Bowmaster on Brian's side.
I thought one of them was natural.
Another Voidwalker, Hardcast Force.
We'll respond to the trigger. Okay. Days pick up sewer.
Okay, so before Up the Beanstalk trigger resolves, Days picking up Undercity Sewers, so Brian will have another chance to surveil.
And I'll find my land confirm surveil. Sure.
And Voidwalker will stick.
Going off. I'll keep that there. You're up.
Now there's so many lands to pick up in this format.
Right. Draw mechanic from exile. Sure.
Yes, I am banned from the old school 93-94 format, as AP points out. Thanks for rubbing it in, AP.
Sure. Delver Secret. Sure.
I'm banned. All right, Up the Beanstalk. Bowmaster will trigger. I think I have live totals right now.
14.
13?
13, yeah.
I touched last one or something. I don't remember.
This is a 1-1?
That is correct.
Brian keeping life totals very precise. I fetched last turn or something. All right, Grief getting hard cast here.
Cards are how many? 5.
Yeah, this channel has deep lore. Exactly.
Go to my turn. Upkeep. This one, put it on the stack.
Yeah, Grief resolves.
Grief resolves, revealing Veil of Summer and Force of Will.
Combat.
Veil of Summer is selected. It should be exiled. Harry Houdini just gifted a sub. 105 gifted now on the channel for Harry. Thank you, Harry. Appreciate that. All right, after that attack, that is the match. Brian gets it.